There we go. Hey guys. Yeah, so I didn't end up streaming the last 2 days. Obviously, that's not the schedule anyway, but everything's been kind of crazy at home. So I apologize if I'm a bit distracted. We basically just had the entire building's wastewater going through our bath for the last couple of days. So it's been lovely here. So it got fixed today, but I'm all over the place. So I apologize if I'm kind of rambly. But yeah, so while I was off stream, I have done a little bit of work on this character. Obviously, we're working on FKA twigs, so I'm just sorting out my headphones at the moment. So we started blocking out the jewelry. I think in the last stream, I can't. I don't think I had started the jewelry in the last stream. But yeah, basically off stream, I've just kind of gone through, started modeling everything. That's alright, it got fixed. It was the building's fault, not ours, so the landlord doesn't have to pay anything, it's just the actual apartment complex. But yeah, so... so I've started blocking out jewellery. It's quite complex, I've done quite a lot on this stuff on the side. Hard surface modelling isn't really my thing, so it was a bit of a nightmare. In fact, we did start the jewellery in the last stream, because I failed at doing this, and then I did these. But yeah, so we've done a little bit more work since. But yeah, so this is kind of a render. So from the actual camera that we'll be using, this is how we're looking at the moment. Obviously, the look dev is completely placeholder. Like, these are not very good shaders, especially the the stuff that's on these two. But yeah, so in terms of actual, I'll quickly go through what I've done off stream. Just give this a second. It doesn't like stopping a render. Come on. There we go. So yeah, off stream, I modelled quite a few of these. So obviously we did these on stream, and then we did these as well. So just like regular kind of diamond earrings. We did all this on stream. Off stream, I've made these little guys over here. In fact, actually, let's put on the yeah, there we go. So let's turn off you. But yeah, so we did these two over here. We did this one. So this guy over here is lined up. Let's turn this off actually. I'm just going to go into Task Manager and make sure that I've limited Maya so it doesn't eat up all my cores. Because I've found that when I'm streaming, if I let it use all my cores, it tends to get very unstable. Both me and Maya, I guess. But yeah, so there we go. Let's limit that. But yeah, so we modelled a bunch of these guys. This guy's actually lined up with the reference pretty much perfectly, so the ear itself needs to be pushed in quite a lot to make room for him. It's all pretty simple hard surface modelling, and this guy is pretty much as complex as to get, bar one. This motherfucker was a nightmare. Because I'm not a hard surface guy, so getting a nice topology that smooths correctly for this shape is not my comfort zone. But got there eventually. The UVs are pretty clean, not perfect, but if I show the UVs, so it's fairly clean. Obviously these guys are separate UDIM, just for organization. I won't really be texturing most of these, I think. But yeah, and then he's apparently dipping into over UVs. But yeah, so that's pretty much all we did in terms of modeling off stream. I didn't change anything on the face. I did the basic placement of these hoops. Modeling these hoop earrings is going to be an absolute nightmare. I genuinely think like each one will take me multiple streams. So let me get the reference up. So from a distance they look complex, but when you zoom in closer they get even more complex. So you get like all these, like, this looks like a flower to me, like I can't remember the name of this species of flower, but yeah, so it's just like, you know, we've got faces on them, we've got whatever this shape is, which on the other side it looks like Hank the Octopus from Finding Dory. In fact, that looks like a face as well from this angle, so I'm not sure what's going on. These both look like faces at the other angle, so it's going to be an absolute nightmare to model those accurately. We do have a few things that we need to do on these as well, like the diamond is too small, and the actual holder for them. This actually lines up pretty well in the render. Oh, and this guy was a little bitch as well. Yeah, he was a bit of a nightmare. again, I'm not a hard surface guy, so like, when I was doing this stuff, I was just like, what do I do? It came out okay. I mean, you know, I should have attached these really. They're separate pieces. But I was just so bored of modeling jewelry that day. So, but yeah, so we'll leave these where they are. Obviously, the poly count is quite high on a lot of these, so a wireframe render will just be black on those ones. But so be it. We've still got quite a bit of work to do on the actual. I'll get on with actually working soon. Don't worry. But yeah, in terms of the actual modeling, we still need to model the teeth. Still need to do the caruncle properly. Need to do the meniscus, need to get the actual iris size, because if I zoom out you can see the iris size is huge. It's because I got a accurately scaled eye and scaled it up a little bit more, so I didn't kind of compensate that with the iris. And we still probably need to do the other teeth as well. I'm thinking of not doing the gums, because with the lighting we've got it wouldn't make a difference anyway. I mean, it wouldn't make a difference with most anyway. Although I do want to adjust the nostrils just so that they're more accurate, because really it should be more like full shapes. But yeah, so I guess let's get on with it. I need to decide what I'm going to model, because it's a bit too early for me to start on these big ones. They're just going to be a nightmare. If anyone is a hard surface modeler and you know how you'd go about doing something like this, like these really quite intricate shapes on a ring, I'm not entirely sure how I'll do it, so if anyone has any suggestions, do let me know. I'm thinking of modeling each piece individually in ZBrush and just like placing them in Maya, and then zero mesh or manually topo. But shapes like these ones, you don't need manual retopo on that. I think a zero mesh will do fine. Maybe these are okay, but yeah. Yeah, so we've basically done this here. All of these rings are modelled bar these ones. All the trackers are placed. I need to scale down the one below the eye. It's a bit too big in my renders. And then the other side is completely different set of earrings. Even this one, it looks similar, but it's not the same earring. This one has this stuff at the top and is overall longer. And this one doesn't have that stuff at the top. So it's actually a different earring. Why are there only two mocap markers on the map? They're not mocap markers. They're just jewelry. This is just an album cover of a artist called FKA Twigs, and I'm just slowly recreating it. But yeah, so this other side, we need to do is obviously this one I'm going to reuse as much as I can from the shape I've modelled that's really similar. This shape here should be super easy. I'm just going to do a little bit of displacement to get these dots, whatever they are. This should be fairly simple. I think just model a diamond and kind of place it around, duplicate it. I'll have to figure out how it's connected, but I need to find similar jewelry for that. Cylinder with a diamond in it, that's easy enough. This, I can't tell what is going on. I think it's just a diamond, like stud into here. And then this one is fairly similar to these guys, which I have modelled. And even these two, I've modelled them the same, but they're actually slightly different. Every piece of jewelry, except from these large earrings, are completely asymmetrical, which is really annoying because they're all quite intricate. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna switch to this. I guess starting off with this one, he's going to be the most tricky. If anyone's completely new to these streams, just a quick disclaimer: I am not a professional modeler. I'm definitely not a hard surface artist. I mean, I can do it, but it's not something I'm skilled at. So if you're looking for like really good examples of hard surface work and how to go about it, this isn't the place. I'm more of an organic guy. If you want to check out organic stuff, go to the earlier streams. If you want to check out really good hard surface stuff, check out Patreon of Andrew Hodgson. Even he's really good. If you want to learn hard surface, he's the place to go. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now and actually get on with it. So I think easiest way to do this, it's not identical, but it's close enough for me to kind of just get away with doing this. So I'm going to duplicate this guy. In fact, I'm going to duplicate the whole earring. Duplicate all that. Set this to earring C. 0. Oh, I don't want group 0. Why did I do that? And then let's set him to world 0. Cool. And then is there a way to rotate it to match world axis? I don't think there is, right? Other than just kind of judging it. yeah, the group is going to have... Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm just going to have to roughly make it flat. Let's check the off graphics for this. So we want top and bottom to be perfectly flat. We want that to be as flat as we can get it. Cool. That's as flat as I'm going to get it, I think. And it doesn't matter that much. It's more just a case of being able to use world scales and that sort of stuff. It is tilting very slightly that way, but not enough for me to care. So I'm just going to zoom in on the ref on the other screen. I think I can get away with just deleting the top for now. The ring itself seems to like... why does it reset the zoom whenever I put it over? The ring itself, so just behind it, seems like it gets rounded, so it doesn't like kind of continue in like the other one does. So we'll have to model that as well. This sort of stuff is stuff that no one will ever notice, but I kind of just want to do it properly. I feel like I need a project where I can really, not flex because I'm not at that level, but just really show what I can do. Just because I haven't done a project where I really put some serious effort in for quite a while. Like the Rowan creature was pretty, I spent quite a bit of time making it nice, but it wasn't like the absolute most. Like, I didn't sit and do every detail properly. I just made things look nice and moved on, which isn't always the right way to do things. Is there a clean way to do this other than just deleting the top? I don't think there is. So cool. And then it's done on that side too. I delete the bottom. Alright, cool. So will topology symmetry work with this? Let's give this a go. Bridge that. I need to turn symmetry off for a bit. Align the bounding box with snap align could work. You can align the bounding box. Okay. Why does it have to be? Is there not a bounding box little key up here? I guess not. What are you actually drawing this way? I'll give that a go later. Thanks for the tip though. I guess next time I'm lighting stuff up, I'll look into it. Such ugly pinching in here. Right, so what do I need to do? Oh, I guess I need to bridge the bottom as well. Why did I delete the bottom of this earlier? Oh, the sides even. I didn't need to do that. Can I undo far enough? Yeah, I can. I just need to re-bridge. Re-bridge the top and bottom. That's fine, because I need to delete the top anyway, so... Come on. No. Bridge. Bridge. So how's everyone doing anyway? Is everyone doing well? I can probably delete these. Oh, can't do that actually. Do it a bit more efficiently this time. Cool, so we got that. I guess we can fill the top while we're at it, which should hopefully just bridge without much issue. Then let's delete that one, and that one are all necessary. And then is there a stray edge? That is a stray edge. Delete this guy. I'll put him back in later. Did I connect that with one end? Okay, delete the edges from this end too. Cool. So that will completely break now. Yeah, that's to be expected. Right, so we need to. Oh, you got an internship. Nice, man. Where do you get an internship? That's really cool. Does it connect diagonally? It doesn't actually. That's quite nice. So let's just go delete this at the bottom. What the fuck? Huh? There's a hole somewhere here. I don't know if there's a trick to find it, because I don't see anything. Oh, I don't see anything wrong with smooth preview, unless I just happen to have fixed the wall one face. No, I haven't. What the fuck? Why are you failing? You're a border edge, so that's what I expect. Alright, that might have been it. There we go. Cool. So let's do the same on the other side. I assume it's broken over here too. Pull this. Grab you, bridge. Cool. Cool. Extrude these. Cool. And then what we need to do is extrude these guys. Well, actually, does it connect smoothly? It does connect smoothly. Fuck. Oh, nice. For side effects. That's cool, man. Would it just be easier for me to just delete the top of this in its entirety? I feel like it would. Fuck. Why are you connected? There we go. Cool. So let's just bridge these two sides. No, not bevel. Bridge. Cool. And then, so that's around the whole thing. Extrude face. How tall is it? About that tall. Grab the corner pieces. Flow those out. That is not how it is in the ref. An edge flow. Okay. It's a pity it's not straight. So I guess the next best thing to do is to get rid of that edge and this one too. And that should be clean. Bottom is straight, so that's fine. Perfect. That's not going to match anymore. Do all that. Maybe it would have matched. I think it's amateur hour right now. Apparently it doesn't match. What? Oh, because it was built with that. Okay, so that's... There we go. Got there eventually. So now let's extrude this along. That's a little bit better results. Something like that. Straighten up the corners. I used to love modelling, now I dread it. I love sculpting. Not too keen on the modelling thing. Why are you so different to that other side? Okay, well, topology is symmetrical, so let's symmetrize that. Mesh tools. It's the opposite of what I want. I need to symmetrize this side over. There we go. That is not symmetrical. Why would that be how the symmetry works? Symmetrize. Alright. Then we go for the middle edge. It's very confused. I'm very confused. Okay, so let's just... I don't know why the normals are so bent on just one side. It's kind of weird. And I guess for the bottom faces, I can just scale on Y. Cool. Then I guess the next best thing is to grab this entire face loop, extrude out, and then bevel it. Oh. Cool, and then just need to sharpen the edge. So I'm going to manually fix some of these shapes before I do that. Back doesn't matter, that's fine. Cool. Then let's just go in, add a multi-cut in the middle. No, you, and edge flow you. Cool, and then we just need to go around. Bevel those. I think I need to bevel these ones too. That's better. Then we need to reinforce the top, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that with this topo. How can I do this? I feel like I can probably do something like this. So obviously that will reinforce it a little bit. Why is it going to be doing that? This is why I'm not a modeler. Why does it keep doing that? Hey Francisco, how you doing? Can I get away with just having it like that? Hate hard surface modeling so much. Also, that is a horrible triangle. How well does this do? I'm just gonna leave it. So, yeah, that we'll need to re-UV it. Why didn't I build it in a way where I could just do that? Although I kind of can. It's just going to sharpen some edges unnecessarily. Well, if that's what I need to do, then I guess that's what I need to do. I can relax it in these areas. Did I forget to undo one of those? No, I didn't. Why did I have to stream the asset that I'm struggling on for some reason? I'll just keep that. Alright, so let's go into the UV mode. That's the one fear with streaming, right? Is like you never know when you're just gonna randomly struggle on an asset for seemingly no reason. Cool. So we obviously need to. Luckily, that's its own shell, although that's a bit annoying. Hey, Lemon. Find that very distracting to look at. Right, okay, so we got cuts in there. We're gonna need a cut going, I guess, to there. Although I could just cut to the back in general. Did I delete on one? Oh god, okay. I fucked up. That's why it looks different on this side. Alright, let's scrap one half of the model and symmetrize it. Let's scrap this off. We're going to re-UV it anyway, right? So let's make sure all these are set to world 0. That didn't move much, which is a good sign. Hopefully it doesn't affect these too much. Let's just try mirroring that. Mirror. Let's set this to negative direction. There we go. Cool. That'd be why I was having issues earlier with the symmetry, because it wasn't actually symmetrical. I just thought it was. Cool, right, so it's going to UV shell. So these are still UV shelled. I obviously need to move and sew all these. I can obviously ignore this mesh. Cool. Why are you not laying out? Unfold. There we go. Cool, right, so let's UV this piece. UV shell. So, I'm gonna cut the corner. I'm gonna cut, this isn't nice. Right, cut this. Literally cutting corners right now. Cool. Then let's grab this guy. And let's grab this guy. And go to that. Okay. So I know I want to cut those, so let's just cut those now. And do I want to cut anything on the front? I don't think I do actually. I'm not sure how well straight UVs will do on this. Mine just froze. Let's give it a second to do its thing. Oh, it actually did work. I am pleasantly surprised. Cool, so let's got that straight. It's gonna save. So EVs I'm going to unfold in the U direction and unfold in the V direction. Cool. And then I guess this one I can just straighten as well. It might struggle with the corners, that's fine. Oh, I actually did quite well. Cool, so then let's lay all of this out. Lay out UVs. Let's set this to align, no, align Y to V. There we go. It feels incredibly inefficient. Okay. UV toolkit, transform, get, set. So apparently that is correct. Alright, let's just... See, I want to maximize it. Obviously I can't scale this guy up. I could cut across to separate the pieces. That would allow me to unfold a lot nicer. Or to, sorry, to stack a lot nicer. I guess let's do that. Okay, so let's just go in. Let's cut directly across and then diagonal. So across, diagonal, cut. Do the same at the bottom. Across, diagonal, up. The fact it doesn't meet that corner really bothers me so much. So we got that. Cut. In fact, the topology is also so asymmetrical, top and bottom is really bothering me. Nope. Let's cut that. And then for you, let's cut you there. Fold, layout. There we go, much more efficient. Still need to straighten this guy though, so let's get an edge loop. And use that to straighten the UVs, straighten shell. Give us a second to go. See if it does a good job. Oh, there we go, cool. So let's just do a quick unfold on the U direction. And I'm going to leave the V direction alone. Although we do have an issue at the bottom there. Where are you? Okay, I guess we have to unfold in the V just down here. Unfold V. Cool. Into S5? What did I miss? There we go. See, I like how these are stacked, although I feel like I could be making good use of the middle. It'd be nice if there's a way to pack similar parts. Oh, yeah, I use an Intuos 5. I got the Intuos 5 literally just before they got renamed to Intuos Pro. Like literally within, I think, a few weeks. I'm going to take a moment to fix this because it's going to bother me. I obviously have to unfold it again, but that's fine. What the fuck was that? Oh, that's packing. I guess we do need to allow it to relax, actually. So let's just allow one of them to relax a bit. There we go. Got a bit of a bend to it, but that's fine. No, not you. You. Mesh, symmetrize. And it worked on this side. Cool. Oh, the menu keeps coming up. Yeah, it's really annoying. Cool, right, so I'm going to count that as done for now. Oh, I need to unfold these guys again. Just on the V, I believe. There we go. So, I can leave these guys as they are, so the next thing I need to do is just adjust this guy. I think the easiest way is if I collapse these guys. I'll bevel this again later. Cool, so what I need to do, I need to rotate this guy so that he's roughly symmetrical with the two sides. That's good enough for me, to be honest. Delete you, delete you. Cool. Then let's, is it 8-sided? Perfect, it is. Alright, so let's fill hole. Let's just solo this guy as well. So I just need to make a rounded cap, which is super easy. So I can just do that. I'm wondering how long it'll be until the house smells normal. Because although the issue I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the stream is sorted, it's still like, there's still a smell that won't go away. Even though we have bleached like the whole house. Right, okay, so I need to make these nice and rounded. Extrude. And then something I found out very recently I didn't know about. So obviously you've got these which move in those axes, but actually if you click on one of the scale tools, just literally click it, this now switches to a scale, which is something I didn't know for a really long time, and it's something I now use every single time. Every single time now. There we go. So that will now be super smooth, or super round, compared to what it was. Although, I do have issue with the fact that I did just do that. In fact, I'm going to create a new one. Right, so let's create a torus. It's going to be massive, but that's fine. So we got a torus. We're going to go into the attribute editor for it. We need to go with an even number. I'm going to go with 24. I think height is the axis that we need. No, this is the axis we need. So that's a number that divides very cleanly. I mean, any even number would, but still. Let's set this to 8. No, why do I keep doing that? 24. Set you to 8 turn down the radius by a fair bit. Let me just move this back to about there. Did I delete the history? Fuck's sake. Right, there we go. So, solo. Move you to about there. About the halfway point actually looks pretty decent. Maybe there. Radius, let's see, it's 0.5. Section radius 0.05. Let's just do that. Cool. I need to move it back a little bit, down a little bit. I think what might work slightly better than what I was gonna do is if I do this. So let's put an extrusion right there. Turn you off because you're distracting. Oh, I did it to the wrong side. Oh no, I didn't. Cool. Cool. Turn the radius down on those. That feels more correct. Maybe move it back just a tiny bit. No, I guess there. Something like this. Gets that rounded feeling. I need to make them larger though. That doesn't feel right. That does though. Something like that could be interesting. Not necessarily accurate, but kind of cool looking. And kind of cool looking is what I aim for most of the time, to be honest. How does edge flow do with that? Edit mesh. Nope. Edit mesh. Symmetrize around you. Cool. And then just to get that thing back that I quite like. No. Well, that's actually accidentally the one that I want anyway. Bevel. Quite like having this slight squareness to it. Super subtle, but it's there. And then I guess we're going to need to cylindrically remap this again. So let's go mapping. Although we have only inserted cuts, so maybe we can just do that. So I'm going to ignore the actual size of this because I'd rather just a perfect grid. So let's do an align. Where's the align tool? Align UVs, max V. Cool. the same with you. Same with you. Same with you. That one's straight because it's the one we used. And then these, I guess we need to use min v for that to mirror correctly. So let's go to line, nope, not rotate. Align UVs, min v. You'd argue it's literally pointless me doing these UVs just because it's an earring on a Digi double and it'll probably be out of focus. Right, so now we can just unfold U, then scale, and let's just go straight in UVs from there. There we go, cool. Come on. Oh, it's because I'm not in. There we go. Perfect. Let's go scale that slightly so it's not pushing the boundaries. Cool. So, how far up is it? It's actually pretty close to there. And there's a final thing, I guess. Let's add a multi-cut right there. I'm going to mirror it to the other side, but first I need to get the UVs. Oh my god, I hate the viewport sometimes. So let's solo these again. So I just need to place a cut so I can actually do the symmetry. So I can just put that wherever. Let's edit the edge flow on this guy. And then let's insert a loop around this guy. Do the same to you. Just check how that goes. Do not like that last loop. This looks like a banana rather than jewelry, but it'll do. So, do I have the loops? I do have the loops, so I can symmetrize that now. MS symmetrize to, yeah, that's the middle loop. Cool. So I need to rename this. Earring C, I need to rename those. Ring Geo. C. And then C. I really should move that that horizontal cut. It makes no sense for it to be there. So let's cut these UVs, put UVs, move and so. And there we go. Move that cut along. Why is that centering there now? There we go. Let's check that out. So obviously it technically means it's higher resolution over here, just because a smaller region is getting more, getting the same UV space, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather that because then I can use ramps to get any kind of shading effects I want, and it'll be consistent. So if I want to put like a little narrow band around the middle of this thing, I don't have to worry about it. So that'll do. Let's freeze transformations on all these. Modify freeze transforms. Grab the group. Not going to freeze transforms on that yet because I still need to get it in place. Let's just switch to my classic. Hide you. There we go. Can close you. Make you smaller. Close tab. And then ref cam. This is perspective, right? Yeah, it is. Right, so let's vaguely place it. I know it has to go up here somewhere. And then let's check it in this cam. View, camera tools. Chances are we're not going to line it up perfectly with it matching the mesh. We also need to match this one up a bit closer because it's not that great. Let's go to 4. Yeah, so the ear is way off on this side. So I'm gonna pick the side of match the ref because I'll be moving the ears later to match it. I'm just gonna place it generally the same, and I'll have to do some stuff later to make that. Let's pull it forward a little bit. That the ring. Oh, that is the bottom of the ring. So it's got a bit more of a curl that way, and then it's just a case of getting the position back from the camera. I think around here. So while we're at it, obviously it's not a perfect lineup, but it's not modeled perfectly either. I'm going to quickly tweak this side while I'm at it. I think it needs to be bigger as well. So let's do that. Cool, so is that done? Is it clipping? Obviously the actual ring itself will be, but it's not clipping. Nice. Cool, so then this side, let's freeze transforms in that. Modify, freeze transformations. There we go. And just quickly do the same on the other side. Modify, freeze transformations. Perfect. That's not what I'm meant to do. Cool, so that's one ring down. We're slowly getting somewhere. And it's still got the materials assigned to it, which is nice. Obviously I need to assign the ring material as well, so let's do that. Did I name this material yet? I did not. I also need to adjust it, so let's quickly do that. So, let's go to RenderMan. No, in the shape. Division scheme, camel clock. Cool. These are guess. May as well. Cool. So, list. Turn off auto load. This is like a bronze type material, so Pixar bronze matte. And let's find out the IOR of bronze. Bronze IOR. I think it's bronze. Not entirely sure, to be honest. So bronze has an IOR of 1.18, which is really low. Is that actually the IOR of bronze? Apparently it is. 1.18. Okay, so value 1.18. Cool. So let's get a nice color for that. I've started using refraction index to get the color. I could use extinction coefficient, I guess. I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it. I feel like the IOR would have to be quite high for that to work properly. Oh, I didn't actually set the IOR. There we go. So there's 1.18. And then, so let's turn that off. Let's try edge color. Oh, actually, edge color doesn't really do much. Oh, of course, because it's not actually the color, is it, anymore? So, how do I get this color? It has to be a bit more of a rose. And the actual like diamond shapes themselves I'll need to adjust. Well, these aren't diamonds. I don't know what these are. To be fair, I'm shading them as if they're like just glass. They're very low quality. I feel like this needs to be more pink. Not that much more pink though. Let's pick a color, see if that works. It's actually quite brown. Let's find a highlight. So that needs to desaturate, I think. Obviously, they're never going to be viewed this close up. Like the actual distance they're going to be viewed from is like somewhere like this. And then we'll be doing a proper pass at this at a different stage. Let's go with GGX. I don't think we have any isotropy. I don't think we will have any, is what I mean. So let's set it to 0. Don't want rough spec, don't want that, don't want that. What am I doing? I'm going to put the IOR slightly higher. Let's go like 2. This makes it whiter. Weird. 1.18. And that is what bronze has, so let's try different. This is the functioning as a multiplier then. What happens if I set you to there you go, something like that. Okay, so these weird diamond things. I keep calling them diamonds. I need to stop calling them diamonds. So we don't have a diffuse, which is definitely what I don't want in this case. Let's turn off reflection and just focus on getting the glass correct. So nothing should ever be 100% saturated, like ever. Let's pick a better these guys. They're good. They're actually really not very reflective, which is quite surprising. Come on. Let's turn reflection gain all the way down. Stuff like that. Should refraction gain be that high? There we go. And then let's add just a touch of diffuse because they're not pure, but turn that way down. I'm going to assume they're not all like real gems. I think I'll give it a very mild plasticky look. And what's the IOR on these things? If we're going to go with plastic, let's put it in the plastic range. And then, again, turn this way down. Although having glass reflection might already be doing that for us. To be honest, I don't really know. I need to do a deep dive in the shading when it gets to that point. Alright, so that will do for now. My colour is way off, but we'll address that. In fact, actually, I'm going to address it right now because it's going to bother me otherwise. So, what's that? Just going to increase this slightly and then make you more saturated to compensate. There we go. Cool. So that's one down on the other ray. There's going to be so many meshes on this thing when it's done. I'm just going to run and grab a drink, guys. I'll be back in a minute. There we go. So Ian, when do you start your internship? Do you start it soon, or? And I'm guessing it's going to be some weird, like, remote internship, right? Right, let's move on to the next one. I think the next one, I might just do the low-hanging fruit, which is this guy, because he's literally just a cap. He probably is like a proper stud, but it's just so simple to model, I can't really resist doing it, to be honest. So let's do another stud. I'm just going to create a cube. That's actually something I've never used until you start on Monday. Wow, nice, man. You head to Toronto once the border opens. Cool, man. But yeah, so a quick thing that I've only just again realised I can start using is, so you got the platonic solid. So something you've probably noticed I do a lot is I create a cube, I smooth it, and then I put a sculpt deformer in there to make it actually spherical. It turns out the platonic solid can do that. So if I update this, your platonic solid, if you set this to either cube or octahedron quads and just turn on subdivisions, it's already perfectly spherical. It's like the difference between this and if I create an actual cube and smooth it, and I'll smooth it twice, scale it up to the same size, See how like this one's more square? Like actually a square shape. There you go. It's just a little bit more large in the corners. Octahedron doesn't do that, which is really quite nice. I really like it. Then let's just do. That's very amateurish. What am I doing? I'm just hitting every key right now. Let's do something like that. Flatten it overall. Something like that. I guess it would be better to flatten these guys completely. That's something as well I do quite a lot to save just that tiny bit of time, is if you need to scale the entire side, you only need to make sure you're getting all the verts, so you don't need to select every face, because that would have taken me, an extra 1, 2, 4, 6 clicks. No, 8 clicks to get all these. It'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, then I didn't count the doubles. But yeah, like ultimately you only need to get all the vertices, so you can just do that, and that will be the exact same. Something I quite like to do. I'm going to keep it a little bit around this on the bottom. Is this the final model? Not quite final yet. It's getting close though. Like, I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly how to get from where it is now to where I want it to be. What am I doing? I need to extrude all these down. So in the case of face extrusions, you do need to do that, but what I can do in this case is just do that. Why is it doing that? There we go. So extrude, move down, and I'm just gonna scale you. There we go. So I've got it slightly, like it kind of goes down to a smaller size than it actually is, if that makes sense. But it never reaches, like the original size. Although that doesn't make much sense, so maybe I should. Collapse these edges a bit. Collapse edge. To make sure I actually get all of them. I'm fumbling so much today. I did say at the start that I'll probably be fumbling quite a lot today, but this is beyond what I expected. Right, so we need to shrink this in even more. So we need another loop that's like perfectly flat. So this should have been such an easy thing, and I'm making a complete hash of it. Right, so let's do this. Move you up. Do that. Do that. Something like that. Multi-cut around there. Make you round again. Move you down. Move you down. Is it an edge flow what I do on this guy? It is. Cool. And I can just do one on you as well. Cool. Because what I wanted to do was have this bevel, which is in the ref. It's not that strong though. Although it is kind of strong. Just too small. Cool. So we got that. Although mine's nowhere near tall enough, I think. Cool. I would normally, do that box selection, but because we got these extra loops, it's a bit more awkward. Hello. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just streaming.
I said you have to light. I'll turn another one on. There's still that lingering smell in this bathroom.
Yeah, I was just saying that is like, it's not going to go away particularly quickly.
I think we're gonna have to actually bleach the floor. Like, proper.
Yeah, probably.
Because the drain's open still, so.
That's what it was missing.
Like the bath smells of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get bicarbonate soda the weekend to throw it in it.
Uh-huh. Alright, so that's our new stud. So let's name that mesh. Should we put... I guess I should put it in a group anyway, just for the sake of being consistent. So let's get the name of this guy. Not you. It is stud E. And obviously call it Geo. And then group that and call it cool. Oh, I need to get rid of that one. Get a new candle.
Yeah, well the lemon one's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them died.
So whenever we go to Aldi next, I'll grab one.
Right, so it's just that. So this one's going to be hidden behind the cheekbones. So it's that sort of stuff that we're going to need to go in and fix in the future updates of the model. We need to make sure that it's lining up perfectly, because currently it's a bit off. That's roughly where it is in the ref. So I'm just going to match that up to the ear. Cool, so that lines up now. Let's just put the gold material on that. It's our gold mat. And how are you looking? Ian got an internship at Sadvex. Ian.
Woo! I was like, who?
Whomst?
Whomst?
There we go, we got another stud.
Awesome.
I think as I add more and more jewellery, it's going to start to feel like an actual model rather than just
yeah, you should probably have to go back and sculpt the weight under earrings, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, it's not even that stuff. Like, I'm going to have to adjust quite a lot. Like, this stud is hiding behind the cheekbones from the actual camera angle. So I got quite a lot of them I need to fix. But I mean more just like, it will start to feel like it's actually quite detailed, even though there's not much going on. I say not much going on. It's obviously on a bit of a weird scale, but... right, okay, so the next one we're going to do... I'm going to do this guy next. This guy I'm going to duplicate from the others. He's just a cylinder, that's just a diamond. So this guy's next.
I'm gonna get from a couple of things.
Don't say out loud what it is on the stream, just in case he sees it.
I won't mention it. I thought that was cool.
What's it?
Isn't it?
I have no idea what it is, but...
The circuit board.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Thought it would be great. He would appreciate that.
It's his sort of thing. He's quite the nerd.
And then...
Ian said, stuff.
No, Pranav is our friend. He's deaf. Like, and then some...
Yeah, that'd be cool. Right, so let's create our next mesh. So I'm going to start with a template geo, which will just tell me the general shape of this. So we need a cool. Scale that. That's roughly correct. Let's multi-cut from U to U, so we have an exact midpoint. Modify center pivot, and then just set Y to 0. Right, so we just need to put some diamonds on top of this now, basically. I'm not entirely sure how they're linked. I've got a feeling it's just like, there's not much you can see, like even on the high res ref, there's not much you can see. So I can see like a little, I can see literally see a pixel of bronze here. So I've got a feeling there's like there's like straight lines from all of these to this central point, and then that's just a stud into the ear, I think. So that's what I'm going to guess. Which should be relatively simple to model. Right, so let's start with the guy in the middle. So I'm going to go platonic solid, and let's see what shapes we can use. Some of the shapes are weird. So I thought that's kind of cool for a diamond. So now we've got a fully quad mesh. Let's undo that. It's an interesting shape. I'm not sure I want it. It's the center blend to it. Nah, not what I want. Solid. What about caps? No. Unless we... This is generally how I model diamonds. I just make a super horrible shape and then put some super tight bevels on it, and because it's got triangles, if you just do a Captain Clark smooth, you get quads. And it's like, technically it's a good mesh. Again, still not what I'm looking for though. You can search on Pinterest to see the jewellery I use in this pic. Yeah, I'm not sure how you search for specific jewellery though.
Or like stud? You could ask me.
Well, just for that, I want to find this exactly ring. I'm just going to model a generic diamond. The thing is, it's so low res, like as in like the actual render. Like, I'm not going to be rendering high res enough for people to notice that stuff. It's still worth doing properly, obviously, but it's just kind of like I'm not too worried about it. What about this one? this is, luckily, this one's all quartz already, so that might do. A nice thing as well, because you got construction history, you can just go through the shapes. So let's go into the list. That doesn't work though. That does. I think that's the shape I'll go for. So, scale it all the way down. This needs to take up roughly that much. And I'm just going to duplicate this shape. One needs to go at the top up there. It needs to be a lot smaller. One needs to go to the bottom down here. Nope. One needs to go to that corner. I think these need to be much bigger. Let's just get that side over there. This needs to be way smaller. And these need to be closer to it. Hard to tell exactly what's going on there.
Grandfather has given me a response for how to maybe fix the washing machine.
Oh yeah. What's the response?
Pull off, there's a panel at the bottom, he says it should pull off and there could be a filter in there and there might be something stuck in the filter. Which makes
Right,
sense, because if it's rattling around, it's rattling because it's being, you know what I mean, with the spin, so
yeah.
it will settle at the bottom.
I'm gonna take some creative liberty. I want to make a super pretty pattern. Although I really should do other shapes. I feel like that's going to be a massive detriment to this. So let's go back into platonic solid. Maybe we should do some of these as well. Have all these 2 segments, so it's all quads. And smooth. Maybe the small one should be this shape. Just to get a bit more interest in there. edges to center. So now there's a way to do it in Houdini, but is there a way to convert edges directly into a tube? I could convert them into curves and convert those curves into paint effects and convert those to polygons, but that seems a bit of a roundabout way, because I think having this as like well, I guess actually that could work. Bevel this, 2 segments, and extrude the edge. Do that. Beautiful. Right, so then let's go in, get rid of these center lines. That's going to create a triangle there though. I don't just want to just bevel the face, because then you're getting silly numbers of polygons wasted. Although, it looks interesting. So let's stay with it for now. And I guess that makes these make no sense. Let's just take some liberty with it. Have some floating diamonds.
Do you mind if I sleep in the artist tonight?
You can do if you want to. You going to bed now?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Let's just do a quick test render. Does look a bit dumb. Also, having the diamonds intersect with the smash is only going to cause issues. Although, I do need to check how it looks at a distance. At distance it kind of works okay actually. Especially when you get the light bouncing off the diamonds. So let's not undo all that. And let's just get these placed. Although strictly speaking this should be lower than to allow them all to sit on top. So what I'll do is I'll raise all the diamonds up once I've placed them. So I can just move them all up at the same time. That's fine. And let's put some around you. I'm going to rotate them randomly in a bit as well. Two of them there. Let's see how that looks. And we'll have to adjust it so it's not intersecting. That's interesting. Maybe the diamonds are too big. I don't have a quick way to select these, do I? It would be quicker for me to select everything else. There we go. There we go. That's a lot better. So let's move everything up until we got to the height of the diamonds, so something like that. Then let's grab all of these guys. them up a little bit. And then you need to go up too. Although ideally I should flatten them on the bottom rather than just move them up. But let's check how that looks. We might get some more interesting shadows doing this. That feels a lot more correct. They're all too round though. Should probably group these. I'll do. There's a piece of jewellery. So, is this a stud? Becca, would this count as a stud?
What bit?
This.
Jesus, it's huge. Can you zoom in anymore? No. Oh, it's bigger than a stud. I'd say it would be a ring, but not a stud.
Would that count as a ring?
Is it like a... Is it a floral thing? Like a floral...
Yeah, it's literally just like
Let me Google.
diamonds in a triangle shape. I can't zoom in anymore, annoyingly.
Oh, the collection of earrings are online. Oh, what's her name?
FKA twigs.
She always wears complicated earrings, Mike.
Yep. She's got a tendency of making my life hell. I'm just gonna call it an earring. Earring C, I guess. Yep, earring C. 01 group. And then I need to merge, so let's go. I need to rename you. Earring C. Earring C. Blue. Gem. Blue. Geo. And then let's select underscore gold. Geo. Oh, not full caps gold though. And that leaves everything else to be diamonds. Combine.
You know the shoot that she did as a pirate? She's actually wearing the same earrings.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I do have that, but they're not as high resolution.
Yeah. There's they're I think they're slightly different. They're like in different places. You know what I mean? Like it's different angles of them.
Maybe it would be good to check that for the large earrings that are really crazy.
Yeah, because there's like a side view of one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Ooh. That makes me excited.
That shoot has definitely got more images as well, so you hopefully get.
I guess the size almost perfectly. What the fuck? Okay, and it sits on inner ear or on the outer bit. Okay, so it's an outer bit, so that's a case of it not being lined up particularly well. So that needs to go back. Needs to go back to here approximately. I guess for the sake of early renders, do I just put it on where it should be on the model, like here? Or do I put it visually where it should be, i.e. here? I guess visually where it should be is better for now. Let's see how that looks. The render times for this final thing are going to be horrific. It's kind of interesting. Let's check it through the actual camera. Panels, render cam. Yeah, and the IOR is too high, but it works. Maybe I'll redo them at a later point. Right, they're getting more in place though. So I'm gonna quickly Google FKA twigs pirate. To get some Lowe's images.
I just realised something.
What?
And it's the thing that's been bugging me. So, have you ever seen The Bride of Chucky?
Yeah.
You know the actress who plays The Bride of Chucky, Tiffany something or other?
Nope.
Look her up. It reminds me of Joe.
I don't know her, so I can't say.
I've forwarded you an image.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Right, okay, so I need to search for similar images to this. Search by image. Any high res ones of this? I'll search at a different point. Let's close that for now. Right, so let's move on to the next earring. The next three are super simple, and then it's the absolutely terrifying 3 earrings that I need to do for both sides. Which I might legit start by just modelling the faces on each one. I think because one of them looks like Hank the Octopus, I might just model Hank the Octopus for the earring. Obviously a super basic low poly version. I'm not going to actually like do a pixel level character just putting a fucking earring, but I think that could be quite fun to replace it with Hank the Octopus, because I still want to replace the faces with like previous projects of mine. One of them I'll actually model properly so I can do the look different. But the other one, the other, well, I guess the other 4, no, that's a horrible miscount. The other 3 will be with random faces that I've done in the past. Because if I'm going to model them as separate pieces anyway, I don't need to worry about like redoing a whole model just to fit a new face on. Like I can just put that face model on top, which would be quite fun, I think. And I might see if I can use look dev to like merge them together. So like see if there's a way to get the intersections of meshes and use that as displacement. So you could kind of like weld them together in shader with displacement. It'd be quite interesting to see if that can happen. I honestly have no idea how I'd do that, but I've done it in V-Ray before. So I just need to find out how to do it in RenderMan. Right, so we got this. So let's do the next one in the long line, which is literally a... Oh, I keep doing that. Literally a tube. About that depth. I don't know why I selected those in such an odd sequence. Something like that. Shoot down. Cool, so let's just go in. Let me switch tool. Oh, it's just my cursor's locked on the multi-cut. Let's just do that. There we go. So cool. They're not actually circular, are they? So it's not perfect. Okay, let's circularize components. You should treat them all equally. So no. Okay, let's keep you as you are. There we go. Now it's a circle. Much nicer. Cool. And then to get the gem for the inside of that, let's duplicate it. Get just these faces. Extrude these to about here. And then I need to extrude them again, but this time scaled. And that's going to vertices, average vertex. I don't know why it has to get rid of the selection. Cool. So that can be the gem that's in the middle of it. There's stud F, so let's drag that into here as well. Is stud F. Gold, and then need to go to there. There we go. Cool. So we got that. So the higher of those two. Somewhere around there is correct. Let's turn on, because he'll get faceting, so I'm going to turn on cutting clock for him, which means I need to do it for this guy as well. Because otherwise the edges won't match up anymore, and then I'm going to freeze transformations on this. Modify, freeze transforms. And then let's throw the materials on there. So add the gold mat, add the gem mat, and there we go. got another earring. Right, 2 more to go. One of them for now I might just do a placeholder and literally duplicate one of the others over. Duplicate one of these guys. So let's do that. A stood C03. That's not what I want. Where's earring C? So what are you? You're earring D. That startled me, not gonna lie. Cool. So get this guy, drag him over, and then he is the second of the 2. So I'm just gonna put him around here, make him a little bit smaller. And that's him. Let's just grab that group. Modify freeze transformations. Cool, and then we got us a random diamond that needs to be put there. Let's give him a unique shape. Let me find a nice diamond. Let's go search the word diamond. I'm not going to do the very typical, I forgot the name of these, this cut. That's interesting. So it's probably not the cut that's in the ref, but I'm going to do this shape. So let's put that on the other screen. So let's start modeling. Cube needs to be a lot more like that. Maybe a bit wider. Cool. Bevel all these. Extrude these 2. Cool. Collapse these edges. I'm just going to mirror the bottom half. Of course that doesn't work. I need to target world. So let's target world. Let's check that. Actually, does it meet in the middle? This is the problem with diamonds. Is there a hard line in the middle? I think there is, right? It's kind of beveled, goes in, and then it kind of extrudes up and merges. So we got that much, right? Let's just scale that out. So extrude that. And then I guess we just need to one sec. So I think that original bevel we did is going to be wrong in that case. It needs to be much smaller. Cool, something like that. Extrude. Cool. Extrude that again. Let's go collapse edges. And then let's just target, in fact, got those two. Merge edges to center. And then target all you to you. Cool. So I think these edges need to be lower, like that. This needs to be lower. Then I need a perfect slice. Or I can just add a loop right here and move this one up. Do something like that. I think that's correct. Then let's put an edge right. I think this needs to actually be further. So what I need to make sure is that these aren't perfectly in line with each other. So that is like a slight change in shape or something, because otherwise the reflections won't read differently. So I need to put a cut right there and move you either up or down very slightly. I need to put a cut, come on, does the edge have to be selected? Inflate that guy. Then oh, I did something silly. Can I go back far enough or do I need to remodel it? Oh no, let's go back far enough. Alright, let's remodel. Cube. Something like that. Doop, doop, doop. What are you doing? Cool, so something more like that. But then, rather than do the same mistake, let's put you up, scale you in. But then what we need to do is collapse edge. Why would that merge over to the side like that? Right. I guess we need to do this. So that's what we needed. Do something like that. Then we need to pull that way in. How to use the slice tool? I know you can use multi-cut, but is there a way to do it? Come on. I hate the fact that something has to be selected for the menus to... Aha, there we go. Perfect. And what else? We need a very subtle shape. I think it's actually way thinner than what I've got it. I think it's actually pretty close to this. Mirror on the Y negative. that. Let's just pull the two halves apart. Cool, and then let's just select every face, bevel it, 2 segments. We've got triangles in there, so we're going to need to do at least one smooth. Although I will insert some edge loops manually. It is important that we insert these edge loops after we've done the bevels, because otherwise it's going to bevel these as well. And they'll be super sharp. But yeah, so now we can just do a smooth. And then the triangles will be converted to quads. And it will smooth exactly the way we want it to. Let's go to system material, plane. Yeah, there we go, that'll do. It's not the perfect shape. These should be more that way. But I think that'll do. So let's do that. Assign the diamond material to it. Name this. I guess I'd count this as a stud. So we're at G now. Oh wait. I just realised these aren't named correctly. So obviously I'm kind of just cheating by just literally placing a diamond on her head, but so this one hides behind the main stud, so it kind of limits where it can go. Modify center pivot, and let's point it. So this isn't necessarily the shape that we had. Why is the pivot there now? Modify center pivot. Oh, actually that's too high. Let's move you down and smaller, and you need to move accordingly. And why does that pivot keep moving? Center pivot. You need to be way smaller as well. Just put it somewhere like that. Cool, so there we go. We've got all the other earrings in place. I'm going to do a quick render from the render cam. I'm going to end the stream pretty soon, guys, just because like I'm not ready to start those main earrings yet. Like just because like the last few days have been chaos, as I said, so I'm not really kind of in that mindset to start on something like that.
The chemical fumes from the drain.
Literally inhaling people's waste for a while. It's not nice.
It's nice sleeping in a bed knowing
Yeah, it's nice to have a bed where you don't have to worry about that smell. Cool, there we go.
I think I know what I'm going to do for my next project.
Oh yeah, what are you going to do?
I'll tell you about it in a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of likeness, we've got a few little tweaks that we're going to need to make. So the inner corner, well, the ears themselves need to be pulled back even further. I think the cheekbones don't line up correctly. I've got a feeling the camera is just slightly twisted to where it should be, so the one cheekbone lines up but the other one doesn't. I don't pin it entirely down to asymmetry. I've got a feeling there's more to it than that. But yeah, also the shader is so far off, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I think off stream tomorrow I'll do a little bit of tweaking on some shapes, mainly on the jewelry. I'll try to block out my shader. I'll probably also kind of remove the inner diamonds on this because I mean the shader's too bright, but the actual shape is drawing too much attention to itself. So I'm going to remove a few of those diamonds to make it less important. Although one thing to consider is this is being rendered at 4K, and this is how small the assets are. Like they really don't have much screen space, so it's not ideal. But yeah, so we're going to get started on the earrings in the next session. And yeah, off stream I'll do some tweaks here or there. Maybe I'll model the faces. In fact, no, I won't do those off stream because they're kind of important. Yeah, so maybe I'll do like the iris tweaking or something off stream as well. But yeah, so I'll be back on what day is it? I'll be back on Thursday, so in 2 days. Hope you've kind of enjoyed the stream. Obviously, like with this being the hard surface modelly bit, like it's complete amateur hour. It's really not my comfort zone, like anything hard surface, but it's good to kind of force yourself to do stuff that's out of your comfort zone. It'll make you feel useless as an artist, but it also makes you grow. But yeah, so enjoy the rest of the night, guys, and see you on Thursday. Bye.
Oh, Google, look at the image.